What's up, guys? This is Dan from Coin Bureau Trading, back at it again with another crypto market update. Today we've got Cardano, Algorand, and Chainlink. These three cryptos have been pumping quite a bit recently, and I'm sure you'll want to know, why are they pumping? How high could they go? If this is the kind of information you want to get on top cryptos, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ping that notification bell. We're going to be covering the top cryptos here from Monday through Thursday, trying to get these videos out as quickly as we can, or as quickly as I can, so that you guys have information that's still relevant by the time you see it. With that being said, guys, do keep in mind that nothing in this video is financial advice. It's just my personal crypto analysis, my personal crypto trading strategy. What you see in the charts could be different. Your opinion on these cryptos could be different than mine. And if it is, guys, honestly, that's awesome. As I like to say, and I'm going to keep saying, the more difference of opinion that we have, the better traders, the better investors we're going to become. So with that being said, guys, we can dig in here. Of course, the reason why ADA has been pumping, over this last couple weeks, is basically because, news is starting to come out that Charles Hoskinson has been working behind the scenes, potentially to be involved in crypto policy in the U.S. Those of you who have been in Cardano for a while will know that this isn't necessarily surprising. Charles has actually been going to the White House. He's been going to Capitol Hill, I think probably for years now. Basically like lobbying and speaking with crypto politicians and stuff like that. He's even testified in Congress on the main channel, on Coin Bureau main channel. We've actually summarized a few of Charles's testimonies in front of politicians. So, this is not necessarily something new. And of course, it's a little bit different this time in the sense that, now we have a pro crypto administration. So, Charles's lobbying, or Charles's efforts to, I guess, speak with politicians are going to be more fruitful, let's say, a lot more progress there. But with that being said, guys, I do think it's worth reminding that it's very common for kind of narrative to follow price. And I would argue that this is one of those cases where, ADA was kind of pumping, in my opinion, mainly because, a lot of people were kind of flooding ADA the same way that they were flooding Ethereum. And now ADA is kind of seeing this huge revenge rally. And I think it's going to continue. And of course, the narrative kind of comes in afterwards to kind of explain why the rally is happening. Because in my opinion, like, Charles being involved in crypto policy, that's not necessarily anything new. But with that being said, the recent election of Donald Trump and the fact that Charles has, been very involved in those circles definitely helps. There's no denying that. So with that being said, guys, let's turn over to the charts here. And ADA is looking extremely bullish, and let me walk you guys through step by step what I'm seeing here. The way that I do my technical analysis is super simple. I don't use any advanced indicators because I honestly don't think it's necessary. All you have to do, guys, is find the starting point, like of the most recent move. Say, where did this move start? So in this case, we can see that the move started somewhere around 37 cents. That's where kind of like the big breakout happened. And then you have to also ask yourself, where's the resistance? Like, where's that level that prices are kind of struggling to get above? And if it does break above, then it's really going to rally. In this case, we can see that the resistance level is quite clearly somewhere around 77 cents. And of course, in this case, we're going to have to see ADA break above the 77-cent level before it keeps heading higher. And I will note, guys, that this is on on the daily. Jesus, this is on the daily, not the weekly. Sorry, guys. This is on the daily. So we have to see ADA get above that 77-cent level, at least for a couple of days before it really, rockets higher. And this is where things get really bullish, guys, because the way you basically calculate this is you take the starting point, and then you take the resistance and you look at the difference there. So in this case, that's 40 cents. And then you take the resistance and you add the difference and you get a target all the way up here of $1.17. And it's not going to happen overnight, guys. It's probably going to take a couple weeks here, probably sometime into December, so over the next 2 or 3 weeks, let's say. But the upside there is going to be potentially around 50%, which is quite sizable, especially on a risk reward basis, looking around 2.5 risk reward, with a potential downside again, guys, if we do see a rejection here, that ADA could fall as low as 62 cents. This is not my base case. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. It's quite, it's always possible, never say never, but I do think that the risks are skewed to the upside here. So I do think that ADA is going to keep powering higher, and it's going to see quite a big monster move over the next couple of weeks. So just hang tight if you've been accumulating down here. Those of you who have accumulated, over the summer, in my opinion, you're going to have some pretty sizable rewards in the not too distant future. And with that being said, guys, as you might have noticed, we were using Bybit there. You can find the deal to Bybit in the deals page in the description. We have lots of deals, not only for Bybit, but also Blowfin, OKX, KuCoin, and Binance. These are, of course, the top exchanges, and we have some really juicy deals there, especially these trading fee discounts. They're going to help you out a lot, even if you're not trading in size, guys. I'm going to be saying this every single time. Even if you just have a few $100s, a few $1,000s, if you're trading frequently, you're going to lose $10, $20, $50 in fees. I know this because I know it from experience. You can lose a lot of money in fees. So, it doesn't hurt just to take advantage of these deals. It doesn't cost you a thing. The exchange gets a new user. You get a trading fee cut, basically like a discount on those fees, and we get a cut of those fees. And of course, so it's a win-win-win, and I'm trying to be fully transparent here, guys. This is how the crypto channel makes its money. At least this is how we do. We don't do any paid promotions. We don't do any shilling or anything. We just try and do like these honest deals with other crypto companies that we support and believe in. Moving on now to Algorand. So this is where things get interesting. Similarly to Cardano, basically the reason why Algorand is pumping is, of course, because Trump administration has been elected and is going to be super pro crypto. But in the case of Algorand, I would say that it's a little bit different in the sense that Algorand has a very more, I guess, a much bigger U.S. focus. Of course, like Algorand was originally founded by Sylvia Macaulay, who's an MIT, and Algorand, most of its operations or most of its focus is kind of like within the U.S., whereas like Cardano is more like international, you could say. And so in this case, I do think that these U.S. specific crypto projects like Algorand, like HBAR, like these other ones, which of course we covered yesterday, the reason why all these cryptos are pumping, like XRP, is like they're all kind of like very U.S. based, U.S. focused, and so that's going to help a lot. And here we have Stacey Warden. She did an interview with Decrypt a couple days ago here, basically explaining how the Trump administration is basically going to be bullish for Algorand, and of course algo holders have taken note and have responded accordingly. So going over to the charts here, guys, we can see that algo is looking pretty bullish here in the short term. I'm expecting an upside of around 40%. Again, it's probably going to take a couple weeks to get there. It's not going to happen overnight. And again, as with ADA, algo needs to get above this 22-cent resistance level. It could get rejected and fall as low as 18 cents. That's not my base case. I don't think that's going to happen. I do think that algo and ADA and all these altcoins are going to keep powering higher over the next couple of weeks. And with that being said, guys, we can do a quickly do a check of the target math here. Starting point of 12 cents, resistance of around 22 cents. The difference there, of course, is 12 cents. Sorry, it's 10 cents. And if that gives us a target of 32 cents. Sorry for misspeaking there, guys. But anyways, yeah. So it's and it makes sense, especially when you zoom out. You can see that the top back in March was around 32 cents. So it's logical that algo is going to retest that, and then once it's surpassed that, then we can start talking about how much higher could go after that. In the short term, again over the next couple of weeks, algo's probably going to head up to that 32-cent target. Risk reward ratio of 2, not too bad, but 40% upside, guys. That's pretty juicy, pretty good. Some would say it's on par with like what some of these meme coins have been seeing. And in my opinion, guys, we're going to see a lot of rotation out of meme coins into actual quality altcoins like algo. So moving on, that guys. Speaking of quality altcoins, we have Chainlink here. This is where things get really interesting. I'm sure that there's gonna be lots of people in the comments saying Chainlink is pumping because of some like crazy partnership or some upcoming thing, or there's always something going on in Chainlink's ecosystem. It's such a big ecosystem. There's so many partnerships. I can't possibly mention them all here in the video, so I apologize, guys. But in my opinion, I think the main reason why Chainlink is going to pump, or rather why the Link token is going to pump and why Chainlink is going to be in the spotlight, is not so much because of the partnerships, but it has to do just with the gradual movement back into DeFi. And I think this is what we're going to see in the next couple of weeks. Of course, here Chainlink had an integration with Abracadabra, which has this MIM stablecoin. I'm not going to get into the details there, guys, but Chainlink is definitely pushing hard into the DeFi ecosystem, and this is exactly at the time when DeFi is looking to take off, especially with the capital probably rotating back into Ethereum. Of course, Ethereum's ecosystem is very DeFi focused, so we're probably going to see a lot of DeFi activity, and Link is going to benefit directly from that. And so now moving on to the charts here, guys, we can see that Chainlink is also looking quite interesting. Similarly to Algo, if we have our starting point of $10, resistance of $15, difference there, of course, is $5. So we take the resistance, add the difference, and we get a target of around $20. The caveat in this case, guys, is you can see that there's been a little bit of additional resistance, let's say somewhere starting around 18.5 cents, $18.50 rather. And we can see that there's probably going to be some profit taking ahead of that level, ahead of that $20 target. So it's possible that that Link will get stopped out somewhere. Well, not stopped out, but it'll start struggling somewhere around, let's say, that $19 level, which would translate to an upside of not 30%, but something closer, maybe 25%. Risk reward ratio not looking too hot, to be honest. But again, guys, this is just short term. This is over the next couple of weeks. Link is going to go much higher in the longer term, in the medium term, longer term. But in the short term, the risk reward ratio isn't looking as good as ADA and Algo per se. But it doesn't change the fact that Link's going to be going up. And of course, if you sprinkle in a little bit of leverage, you can take advantage of that move, which could be quite sizable if you're using 2x leverage, 3x leverage. But do keep in mind, guys, that the downside risk is always there, and in this case the downside is around 14%. So whenever you're imagining how much by using 3x you could have a 75% upside, also just keep in mind that a 3x would mean potentially like a 45% downside. So just do keep that in mind. And again, the support looks like it's around $13 based on Link's recent price action here. And again, that's not my base case. I don't think Link's going to go retest that support anytime soon. I think it's going to keep powering higher, just like all the other altcoins. And that leads me quite nicely, guys, to the Coin Bureau Club. It's where we basically do reviews of promising altcoins every single week. These altcoins are voted on by our members, which kind of keeps us objective. We've reviewed, I think, close to 70 cryptos now so far. The this Coin Bureau Club's been going on, I think, for about a year. We're super proud of it. We have a growing community there, a few thousand people, looking super awesome. We showcase our personal crypto portfolios. We kind of reveal the cryptos that we're considering adding. I'm doing daily crypto market insights and technical analysis as well in there, and other team members are sharing their alpha. We have some awesome researchers here at the Coin Bureau, and to give you guys a sense of the type of stuff that we cover here, I'll give you guys a little bit of alpha the same way that I did yesterday. One of the cryptos that we covered in the Coin Bureau Club was Realio Network. It's not one that I hold personally, but this is a crypto that's part of Algorand's ecosystem. I know that they're like launching their own chain and a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not going to get into the details there, guys, but Realio Network is basically this RWA, real world assets crypto project in Algorand's ecosystem. It's one that we covered, before it had this monster move, and we're finding these kind of like small cap altcoins before they pump. Are these doing our best? Of course, we can't get it every single time, and of course, everything pumped in the spring, so we can't really like take credit for that per se. But again, guys, this is the type of cryptos that we're covering there. Cryptos that are part of Cardano's ecosystem, Algorand's ecosystem, competitors to Chainlink like Python Network. These are all cryptos that we covered, early on before they really started pumping, and we're always trying to look out for those gems and going into these ecosystems and finding these cryptos that have been forgotten, like from previous cycles, or new cryptos that no one's talking about. This is the type of stuff that we're covering in the Coin Bureau Club. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check out the link in the description. And if you did make it this far, guys, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ping that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.